Hello everyone and welcome! I am sorry that there is a little bit of a gap in my content, but I am sick, and so if I sound like 30 years older, don't worry, I am very well aware of it. So, today I will try to retell the new short story Riot has released, and then I will try to explain what has actually happened there. So without further ado, I present you A Good Death. This story begins on the stage of a traveling theater called Orphelum Mechanicals. Here, our main character Maga plays a role of a young girl. As her character was about to die, she shouted her final words. "Oh, but how wondrous a dream is life! Only now, too late, do I wake to see its myriad of splendors." At that point, Kindred appeared. Kindred was played by Denji, an actor wearing two opposing masks. Kindred approached Maga with the mask of the lamp facing her. "Do I hear a plea of my keenest arrow? Come, child, let the warmth of your heart fade into the cold embrace of oblivion." Maga refused. Kindred spun around, revealing the mask of a wolf. Everyone in the audience was excited to see the end of this story. Maga offered her neck to the wolf. When the wolf got close, Maga triggered a hidden mechanism in her collar. Ribbons of red fabric unspooled to simulate blood. Everyone in the audience was cheering. This was the 14th time Orphelum Mechanicals gave their audience what they paid for. After this play, the theater got back into their caravan and they left in the direction of Needlebrook. During their travel, Denji and his lover Drea argued with Illusion, the owner of the Mechanicals. Tragedy strikes Maiden, death finds Maiden, and then it takes Maiden. They thought the plot was too predictable. Illusion disagreed. He argued that complicated plots detracted from a good final scene. Of course, Maga agreed with Denji and Drea, but she preferred to stay quiet. After few hours, the caravan stopped to make a camp. Everyone was ready to fall asleep. Illusion and Par, his wagoneer, were sleeping near the caravan. Denji and Drea were further away, talking about their unborn child. Only Maga couldn't find comfort. She couldn't sleep. She was thinking about the play and how the audience wanted nothing more than a good death. Eventually, she left her bedroll and wandered into the woods to get some fresh air. In the dead of night, she found a grave. She couldn't read what was written on it, but she did recognize Kindred's mask carved into the stone. She felt a chill. In a split of a second, the lamp herself appeared in front of her, followed by the wolf. "I hear a beating heart," said the wolf. "May I have it?" "Perhaps," replied Lamp. "I sense she's afraid. Speak, beautiful one. Tell us your name." "I would have yours first," said Maga. "We have many names. In the west I am Ina, to his Ani. In the east I am Freya, to his Volio. But we are kindred everywhere. I am always Lamp to Wolf, and he is always wolf to lamb. But worry not, dear child. I have found your name. We know it as you know us, Maga." From this point on, the wolf refers to Maga as the Maga Thing. "Can we play chasing the Maga Thing and bite her to bits?" "Let us ask her," said Lamb. "Maga, do you prefer wolf's chase or my arrow?" Maga was trembling. "I would prefer Lamb's arrow." Lamb replied, "Fear not, little maiden, we are just having our fun. You have come to us tonight, we have not come for you." "I can't chase the Maga Thing," said the wolf with a hint of a disappointment in his voice. "But there are other things nearby, other things ripe for chasing and the biting. Hurry, Lamb, I'm hungry." "For now, know that your theatrics have pleased us, and we will watch them until the day we meet again." The lamb and the wolf disappeared into the woods. Unsure what has just happened, Maga fled back to the caravan. But when she arrived, she found it in utter ruins. Torn bits of clothing were lying everywhere. She found Denji's body near where he had slept. He died protecting Tria. Judging from the trails of blood, their death had not been slow. Maga noticed that Illusion had managed to kill 2 bandits that ambushed them before he was burned together with Par in the caravan. The only thing that remained untouched were Denji's masks of lamb and wolf. She placed the lamb mask over her own eyes and heard the voice of Wolf. "Chase the Maga thing!" Maga ran to Needlebrook, never once looking back. Many years later, Maga sat in a quiet dressing room under the stage of a royal theater. "Madam," said the stagehand, "you are not in your costume yet." "No, child," Maga said. "I only dress at the last moment." "It is the last moment," said the young stagehand, holding the 2 final pieces of Maga's costume. The same lamb and wolf masks from the days with the Orphelum Mechanicals. "May your performance be blessed tonight," the stagehand said. Maga prepared to leave for the stage. She slipped the mask over her head. The old chill from the dark burrow crept down her spine. She welcomed it, as always. She glided onto the stage. The crowd was amazed by Maga's performance. She could perfectly mimic Lamb's graceful movements as well as Wolf's playful savagery. She eased the suffering of her fellow actors or ripped it from their throats until the crowd stood on its feet. So it was true. All audiences love a good death, and they loved Maga's more than any other. But Maga heard no applause and saw no ovation. She didn't feel the stage beneath her feet, nor the hands of her fellow actors in hers as they bowed low. All she felt was a sharp pain in her chest. When Maga looked over to the audience, every single face was either a lamb or a wolf. And here the story ends. So from now on, I will try to explain what has actually happened. So let's start with the ending. There are 2 different theories. If you thought that she got heart attack at the end, you would be correct. But if you thought that she got killed by Lamb's arrow, you would also be correct. This goes back to the original theory that Kindred is not a real thing. Again, because the game has no connection to the lore, because she is in the game doesn't mean she necessarily has to exist in the lore. Although, she actually exists. This will be hard to explain, so please focus. Kindred is an omen of death for the religion in the area she comes from. In other words, people believe that when they die, Kindred will come for them, similar to Grim Reaper in our world. Usually, the lamb or the wolf will choose their own targets. In this story, because Maga met them, she had the chance to choose her own death. And as we all know, she chose the arrow. Now, what does that mean? Whenever someone chooses arrow, that means that they would either die swiftly or from natural causes. Again, in our story, it was heart attack. So, if someone would happen to choose wolf, they would die very painfully and slowly. And this also happened in the story. It seems like the lamb had known that Maga would choose her arrow instead of the wolf. That's why Maga couldn't sleep, she went into the woods, and there she met Kindred. Everyone else in the caravan got slaughtered by bandits. Even though the wolf says that there is something nearby that he is going to kill, he is not the one who actually killed the people, it was the bandits. If Maga didn't choose the arrow but she chose the wolf, she would probably also be killed by the bandits. And now if we look at the very end of the story, Maga looks into the audience and everyone is either lamb or a wolf, that is the way they died. They either died painfully or swiftly. Kindred works on a similar base as fate. Every time something happens, everyone believes it's the fate. But every time someone dies, everyone believes it was either a lamb or a wolf who chose them to die. The problem is that now we have evidence that Kindred is real and it is not a legend. Although this is the only story where we hear about someone who met Kindred in person. This is why Kindred is so confusing. We have no evidence that Kindred would ever kill anyone. It seems like Kindred works more like a puppeteer. It is trying to make everyone die in the way they want. Also, because everyone would obviously choose the arrow if they had the chance, that's why Lamb always asks first. So if she asks you if you would like her arrow and you say no, you know what is going to happen. Hopefully I have explained everything to you. I don't think I have anything else to say. Again, sorry if I sound like I'm 50 years old, but thank you for your attention, thank you for coming, and as always, thank you, come again. Okay, so this outro is going to be straightforward. I am sick, I can barely talk, this video has been very painful for me, and I still have one more lore video that I want to do. And then there is the Q&A, so if someone still has some questions you would like to ask me, go on, click on that video that I probably don't have here on the screen. But yeah, just ask me questions, it is coming very soon.